So now I proceed to discuss uh, another aspect of the topic of the gift, because I have already discussed the definition part. So uh, now, what are the essentials of a valid gift under Muslim law? Muslim law does not prescribe any definite formality and format for the making of the hiba or gift. It may be oral or in writing. Where the gift is in writing, it is not necessary. It should be attested by the requisite number of the witnesses. If it is reduced in writing, it is also not necessary that it should be registered under the Indian Registration Act. However, of a valid will under Muslim law, following are the essentials. They are: number one, there should be a declaration of the gift by the donor. Second, there should be acceptance of the gift by or on behalf of the donee. Third, there should be immediate delivery of the possession of subject matter of the gift by the donor to the donee, or on behalf of the donee to his or her legal guardian of the property. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the constitution of a valid gift, for making a valid gift under the Muslim law, for a valid gift under Muslim law, following essentials must be there. Means a gift under Muslim law can be made in compliance of the following conditions that are called as essentials of a valid gift under Muslim law, and they are that there should be formal declaration of the gift by the donor. There should be the acceptance of the gift by or on behalf of the donee. Here, word donor is written. This is wrong. It is the mistake. That there should be acceptance of the gift by or on behalf of the donee, not donor. The third essential of a valid gift under Muslim law is that there should be immediate and unconditional delivery of the possession of the subject matter of the gift by the donor to the donee. Now, let me explain what the expression there should be declaration of the gift by donor means. That let us examine and explain all the three essentials of a valid gift one by one. So, first and foremost essentials of a valid gift under Muslim law is that there should be declaration of the gift by the donor. The first and foremost, therefore, essential of a valid gift is that donor should make a formal declaration, a formal statement expressing his bona fide intention to donate some of his specific movable or immovable property to another person. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to clarify that word donor here means the owner who makes the gift of his certain property. So the person who makes the gift, he is called, technically he is called as donor, and the person in whose favor the gift is made are the person who are intended beneficiaries under the gift transaction of the gift. Such person or set of the persons or beneficiaries are called as donee in technical legal sense. Now, there should be formal declaration, meaning in order to constitute a valid gift, it is necessary that the owner should make a formal declaration or a statement expressing his wish that he is wishing or proposing to give away his certain specific movable or immovable property to another person or who will be the donee. Here, declaration does not mean simply an announcement of the gift, but it should entail that donor have real intention of making the will. Where there is no real and bona fide intention to transfer or to give transfer the ownership of the property by way of the gift may be of no effect. A statement made with the intention to defraud the creditors of the donor is not a valid gift. So the essence of the declaration is that it must reflect, a statement must reflect in clear terms the bona fide intention to give away certain existing movable or immovable property to another person that may be called as donee. If the statement made with a statement made with the intention to defraud the creditors of the donor is not valid. Therefore, declaration should be real and valid. A declaration made by the donor to be valid, it is necessary that the donor at the time of making the declaration to the effect of the gift must be competent. According to Muslim law, every Muslim owner who is of sound mind and measure is competent to make the declaration for making the gift of his property. The age of majority for determining the competency of the donor is 18 years in ordinary cases and 21 years where the guardian has been appointed by the court. A donor is deemed to be person of sound mind if he is capable of making a rational decision in the given circumstance and is also capable enough to distinguish between right and wrong, having regard to his proprietary interest. It may also be clarified that the donor may be male or female. So, sex is of no effect. The court in Kulsum Nisa versus Ahmadi Begum EIR 1972, Allahabad, held that in case a gift is alleged to have been made by a Parda Naseen woman and is disputed, the burden of proving that she understood the full implication of the nature and consequences of her action is on the donee. Here again there is a mistake. Action is on the donee, meaning thereby that sex of the donor is immaterial. Donor may be male or may be female, may be educated, may be uneducated, may be rich or may be poor. What is necessary at the same time that he must be a person of mature age, number one. And the maturity for the purpose of making the gift is that the donor should not be less than 18 years. In ordinary cases, where a donor was under the Guardian and Ward Act, then his minority will terminate on the completion of 21 years, means as soon as he will complete the 21 years, he will become major and will be capable and will be legally entitled to make the. So what is required, that at the time of making the declaration of the gift, to the effect of the gift, the declarant, that is the donor, should be a person of sound mind, means he must be capable to understand the nature and consequences of the gift being made by him, or of the declaration being made by him to the effect of the gift. Means he must be capable of making the rational decision, taking the rational decision. Rationality must be reflective in his day-to-day actions, decisions. If the rationality, genuineness is reflective in his routine decisions at the time of making the gift, then law will presume he was a man of sound mind at the time when the declaration to the effect of the gift was made by the donor. Means that at the time of making the declaration to the effect of the gift, declarant was not suffering from any fatal mental disease impairing his decision making power. Means he must have been should have been physically and mentally fit. Fit in the sense that he was capable to take a good decision, a rational decision, a well thought decision, should have been capable to make the proper assessment of his action. If all these elements are reflected in his day-to-day actions, day-to-day decisions, day-to-day transactions, forming the part of the decision, law will presume that such person was a person of sound mind while making the declaration for a gift with respect to his certain property. Second requirement is that, and in order to make a rational decision, it is necessary that he must be having a person of mature age, because basically the rationality in the decision is connected, directly connected with the maturity of age, and therefore law has prescribed a particular age to be regarded as age of majority, that is known as age of majority, and the age of majority is basically age of maturity, and age of maturity leads to the mature decision. Therefore, law requires that one who is intending to make a declaration for the gift, at the time of the declaration, making the declaration, he should have attained the age of majority, that is age of 18 years. If at the time of making the declaration he was below the age of 18 years, means he was of immature age, he was minor, and being the minor, law will presume he was incapable of making a formal, rational, a good decision, and therefore declaration will not be valid, and since declaration will not be valid, therefore gift will also not be valid. Here declarant can be anyone, donor can be anyone. Anyone who is the owner, bona fide owner, he can make a gift. Even the donor may be the lady, provided she was a bona fide owner at that time. And therefore, here law provides that if the donor is a lady who habitually does not appear in public domain and gift is made by her, and subsequently the gift made by her is disputed, validity is disputed, and disputed by raising the point that she was unable to understand the nature and consequences due to his secluded life, then in that very case the burden of proving that she was capable enough to understand the full implication of the transfer will be, this burden will be on the donee, that is the person who is the beneficiary under the gift. Therefore, the court has clarified this point. MP High Court in Hussaina Bibi versus Zohra Bibi, year 1960, also held and clarified the point further that where the gift is made by a Parda Nashin women. Parda Nashin means women who habitually does not uh, participate in public function, in public transaction, in public domain, her appearance is not frequent, her participation is not frequent, such lady is said to be Parda Nashin lady. Now the concept of the Parda Nashin almost has become obsolete, because even Parda Nashin ladies, women who are sporting the Parda, they also habitually participate in the public affairs, in public transaction, they are fully, they participate fully in the public works, and therefore now a Parda Nashin lady is also fully supposed to be fully aware what he is going to do and what will be the consequences of his action or decisions. But law says that where the woman is Parda Nashin, donee must establish that she understood the full nature and implication of transaction. The duty is also on the court to scrutinize the document very closely and inspect it thoroughly to the authority to judge its fairness. And the requirement of a closer scrutiny is all more imperative in cases where the gift deed is executed in the language that is not the mother language, mother tongue of the Parda Nashin women. In these cases, the donee has to satisfy the court that not merely was document read over to her, but she actually understood it, that is, its content and implication were told to her in the language she was familiar. However, the declaration made by the donor should be voluntary. Voluntary here means that donors made declaration of the gift in the exercise of his own free will with the intention to transfer an existing movable or immovable property. So, while owner is making the declaration to the effect of gift or for making the gift, declaration should be clear and unambiguous, number one. Number two, it should be voluntary, means thereby it should be out of the free choice. Consent, element of free consent should be reflective in his statement. If the declaration is pursuant to the threat, promise, misrepresentation, fraud, such a statement or declaration to the effect of the gift will not be a valid declaration, and since the declaration will not be valid, therefore gift will also not be valid. Further, ladies and gentlemen, that declaration must indicate the specific property. which is intended to be the subject matter of the gift in the given case. If he is making that I make the gift, say for example, X is the declarant donor and he makes a declaration, I make the gift of my properties to Mr. X without giving the description of the properties or property. So then the gift will be, the statement will be general, and it will not, and nobody can deduce from the statement what property is going to be the part of the gift, and that will lead to the confusion. Confusion will lead to the conflict of the interest, litigation. Therefore, in order to avoid the future litigation on the gift, law requires that there should not be a mere declaration, but the declaration should be formal, pointing out clearly which property will be the subject matter of the gift, means what property is to be given to the by the donor to the donee. So description of the property in full should be disclosed in the declaration by means of the declaration, and declaration should of course be voluntary. Voluntary is a legal term which implies that a statement to the effect of the gift should not be tainted. Tainted here means that it should not be a byproduct of misrepresentation, fraud, etc. etc. Means it should be with the free consent. Free consent is a legal expression well defined under section 14 of the Indian Contract Act. So in that context here the word voluntary should be understood. In order that the donor can make a valid gift, he must be owner of the property also. At the time of making the gift or declaration to the effect of the gift, it is necessary that declarant should be the real owner or bona fide owner of the property which is intended to be made as part of the gift or subject matter of the gift. So to be the bona fide owner is necessary to make the declaration of for the gift as valid and formal. Therefore, a person who is in the adverse possession of the property, a trespasser, an usurper, they are not bona fide owner in law. Therefore, they cannot be a bona fide donor, and therefore, if any declaration by either of them is made, by a trespasser is made, will not be a bona fide declaration, and therefore gift will not be bona fide. Donor can make a gift of his property as aforesaid. He must have ownership in the property. If he has a bona fide genuine intention to make the gift of his property, his financial obligation would not stand in his way of making a valid gift. A person who has contracted the debts can make a valid gift except when it is with an objective to defraud his creditors. In those cases, it would be voidable at the option of such creditors. The gift can be to the extent of part of the property or even the total property.